Ferguson.
I just wanted to add that in because that's one of the things of
Ferguson and Lee. Do you believe this guy? Do you
Ke-
believe he even has a chance against Ferguson?
First of all, I don't know if it's me, but I'm getting this vibe that the spotlight is on Lee, even though I feel like
That's what I'm saying. He's talking his game.
yeah, but what the fuck?
I don't know if I believe it though.
Yeah, but Tony Ferguson is the one that is the one. He's the one that Kevin Lee's. Will he get past him? The spotlight is pointed in this direction as if we're waiting to see if Tony Ferguson can get past Kevin Lee, which is the complete opposite way around. Tony Ferguson is the one in the 9-fight winning streak. He's the one with bigger wins. He's the one with.
He's the winner of the
wins.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, a winner of the Ultimate Fighter, and Kevin
He's the
Lee
one
is
who was
one
about to
that's
fight Nurmagomedov when Nurmagomedov
several
couldn't
times
make
in a huge
make
fight
it.
for the lightweight interim belt.
Yeah.
And first of all, this fight came out of nowhere to me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that was surprised that this fight even came about. How Kevin Lee, of all people, was pushed for an interim title shot, but props to him.
So Kevin
Props to
Lee's
him.
the
He's
take
doing
your
his
back kid, right? He takes your back. He chokes you out. He's tough. He's menacing. Think he can do that to Ferguson?
What's with the? I was about to say 69 inches in height. I thought that was his reach. Because okay, let's take a look. These are lightweights. Okay, let's take a look at their reaches first and foremost. This guy's 76, and Kevin Lee, who's 5'9", has a 77-inch reach. Now we always praise Conor, and Conor's whole thing is his long arms, his reach, and how he feels his distance.
But he just
Look
knows
at
how to
this
use
fucking-
it. There are guys with long reach who don't know how to use it.
Kevin Lee's one of them. Kevin Lee.
Why? He's
a
not
good
knocking.
striker.
He's not knocking out all his opponents.
Kevin Lee?
Yeah.
No, I said
He's choking them out.
Yeah, I said he doesn't know how to use his reach as well yet.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's just because he's naturally not a striker. Maybe that's what it is. But he doesn't use
Listen,
that
this
77 inch reach as
first of
scary
all,
as it is.
the light heavyweight. I'm sorry, light heavyweight. The lightweight division is stacked. All right, you can't be one-sided. Ferguson is the whole package. He's got everything.
How did Barboza not get a fight with El Cucuy in a rematch for the interim belt? How did that fight not come about? Oh, well, I forgot. We're in the era of money fights, so now this fight, I guess, would.
Yeah, Lee's making noise, so that's why he's getting this fight. He's been winning. He's making noise. He's got a persona.
He's doing it in a way I don't like, but who cares what I like? He's making his money. He's doing
Whatever
his thing.
people want.
Yeah.
People want the classic matchup of the good guy versus the bad guy. You know.
I don't like to see the. I don't like to see Kevin Lee act like the way he's promoting himself. I don't necessarily like it, but I like the fact that he's a young kid who's good. He's talented. He's confident. So that's something you can't take away from him.
You don't have to like it.
And this is not good.
Do you enjoy it?
His style?
Yeah, you don't have
Why
to
the
like
fuck
him
not?
as a
Why
person,
not?
but do you enjoy? The attention he brings to fights?
Yes, and that's why.
That's it.
That's why.
I just don't know if I believe it. I don't know if that's actually him. Conor McGregor, I believe. Certain people, I believe. I think it's like a made-up thing. It doesn't seem natural to me, but I could
Conor
be wrong.
McGregor?
No, Kevin Lee.
Oh, Kevin Lee.
Yeah.
Anyway, but these, I feel like Kevin Lee is that guy, but he's being when he's on camera and on the mic, he's himself times 10, and that's what actually R10 mentioned before. Who did you hear this from? There was like a successful person or something, or a WWE guy. Yeah.
All right, let's break the fight down. What's going to happen here? How do you see this fight going down? R10. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick fights, all of us, from now on, and then we're gonna have the week after in your face moments. All right? Yes.
Kevin Lee versus Tony Ferguson. At this point in Kevin Lee's career, I don't think he's gonna do as well against Tony Ferguson as he would a little bit later down the line in 2 years. So therefore, I'm gonna go with Tony Ferguson in a classic Tony Ferguson style fight. Break you down, keep going at you, take shots, go at you, because on the ground, Kevin Lee will be able to take Tony Ferguson down. But they're both high-level jiu-jitsu guys, so I don't see them submitting each other unless it's late. because of fatigue. Either one of them fatigues, which is also going to be hard to believe that Tony Ferguson will leverage fatigue. So I don't see Tony Ferguson being submitted. I see it being a classic Tony Ferguson fight. My final prediction is probably late, 4th round TKO, somewhere on the ground. Somewhere on the ground, and Kevin Lee just not being able to take it because of the inexperience of the deep waters. 4th and 5th rounds.
Yeah, that's basically, that's a good way to describe it. Ferguson wins. I think he wins easily. I think he dominates.
Come ready. He's gonna give it a good.
He's gonna come ready, but I still think that Ferguson's too much right now. You know, he's had the experience. He's fought everyone. He's from the bottom up. He's been there. He just hasn't fought McGregor and Nurmagomedov. He's fought everyone else, and he hasn't fought Taisumov either. But we went over that not too long ago. But
actually, Habib. Speaking of Habib, he's the one guy I'm worried with his
because
style.
he's got the whole package. You take him down, he can work. He's not worried about being
the
taken
stylistic
down.
matchup with him and Habib worries me more than the stylistic matchup with Conor and Habib. How about that?
You're right. I
was worried more.
I
about
totally
Habib
see Conor knocking Habib out, and I totally see Habib controlling Conor. I see it both ways.
That's what makes these fights so interesting.
But with Ferguson, I don't see him getting knocked out by Conor easily, and I don't see him getting controlled on the ground by Habib easily. So I think Ferguson is he deserves it. You know, will he become the actual champ facing one of those two guys? I think Habib is already skipped over Ferguson, right? He wants McGregor already. I don't think he's in a position to demand. He's been out too many times. He's pulled out on his last fight. You know, he can't demand anymore. You know, he may be popular. He may be famous. You know, people want to see him fight. If they fight in Russia, you can expect some ridiculous numbers in Russia. So, not necessarily pay-per-view numbers, but
the stadium will.
Yeah, stadium numbers.
Russia is just not a pay-per-view country.
Right.
They just have too many sources to watch these fights on stream.
Yeah, you could.
They actually have their own channels where they.
I know.
And it's a legal thing too, but they have their own channels where they.
Yeah, most countries
Right,
outside of America, they don't have pay-per-view. They basically have a channel and they subscribe to this channel, and this channel shows the fights. And UFC has a deal, and other organizations have deals with these channels, and you know you can watch them. And same thing in Brazil. So pay-per-view is an American thing. I think it's a Canadian thing as well. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on any of that. But
What do you see
I can tell you it's an American thing.
What do you see in their press conferences leading up to the fight?
There's gonna be some trash talk.
Who do you think
Definitely.
takes that, and do you think they're gonna be able to get in each other's heads?
I don't think Lee could even get into Ferguson's head.
He's not a master at that. He's just somebody that talks and entertains, but he's not a master at
Yeah, I see
manipulating.
Ferguson if he talks about Ferguson's mom, like what do you call it, to Chiesa?
Tony will brush it off, I think.
Yeah, Tony will make him pay for it.
All jokes aside, Tony is actually mentally a really tough fighter.
Yeah, and
to
he's
fight the
tough
way he
everything.
does, yeah, he's tough everything.
He's tough. I mean, I guess he's gone through pretty much everyone, right? Barbosa was a good fight. Dos Anjos was a close fight. Yeah.
This is actually
That's
a
what I was
really
gonna say.
nice card. We got Bubalato and
Oh, let's move past this. Okay, so Arten, your prediction.
I think Tony first round or second round TKO.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards a domination. I'm not going to call rounds. I'm leaning more towards a domination of Kevin Lee. Even if Kevin Lee takes his back, I don't think he's going to. I mean, I thought Chiesa saying that, I allow people to put me in those positions. Under the neck, he was about to go out.
I don't know. Yes,
He was going out, yeah.
To go out. That was kind of bullshit.
That was BS, yeah.
He
I don't
didn't go
like
out,
that
though.
with certain fighters. You know what? Take your loss, man. You lost. You know, you lost. You're a great grappler, and you let someone take your back and you bring it to that point. Please, it's easy to get out. If you know what you're doing, it's easy to get out of someone taking your back, you know? Okay, it's not super easy, but if you know what you're doing, you can get out. And then you got pro fighters who can't escape from Maya, you know, when he takes your back. Listen, okay, so let me rephrase that. If you know what you're doing, you can get out, and you can get out fairly easily. But there are some guys who can use those hooks as well as they can use the seatbelt, you know?
Kevin Lee is one of those guys. He's built not only lanky but strong. Those powerful, long 77-inch arms. They get around your neck, or they're trying to get around your neck. You know, it's hard to. I imagine it's hard to get somebody off like that.
If you
It's hard to
notice,
wrist control some upper body like
if
that.
you notice guys like Maya, and I don't know, I haven't really paid that much attention to Kevin Lee. Why are their back takes so powerful?
Their back,
Why do
Kevin
you
Lee?
think they're so dominant
Obviously,
when someone
it's
takes?
technique. Obviously, it's not his. You don't just, even if you're physically strong, you don't just take somebody's back.
So that's
But-
what I was trying to say before you cut me off. The whole point here is they know how to use their legs, and they know how to use their hips. All right, and what they're doing is they're putting so much pressure with their legs and their hips that these guys, they're winning themselves those crucial seconds that you need to get that choke. All right, because if the guy's doesn't have the technique to control your body with his legs properly and doesn't know how to put in the legs properly, you could get out fairly easily. But these guys are so good at using their hooks, and they know how to tie the body up where you can't get out, because you need to put your hips on the floor.
I don't know what a hook is because I'm a striker. I don't do that ground shit.
Yeah. Well, you know, you have to definitely pay attention to what they're doing and why they're really dominating these guys when you take the back take. But if you know what you're doing, you should get out of it when someone's taking your back. It really shouldn't be that huge of a problem. That's how I see it. But you know, I practice that a lot, and I make other people practice that a lot. And oh man, I have kids that get out of that perfectly. You know, I make them start from back take. You know, and but then there are some times where it's not so much technique; it's timing. What happens is somebody jumps on your neck, and I always tell people not to do this, but then there is a right time to basically take that neck. You know how I prefer you take the body, you know, get that seatbelt on, get your position, lock it in tight, and then work the choke. But then there are some times where guys have their hands on the floor, or they're just doing the wrong thing right when someone jumps on someone's back, and that neck is so free, people just put it on, and
I think
it's bad timing.
I think Chiesa, it wasn't lack of jiu-jitsu skill that he gave up the neck. I think it just happened so quick, and he didn't expect himself to make an amateur mistake, because he gave up the neck pretty easy, in my opinion. I don't know if you remember, but he actually gave the neck up pretty easy. He slid on the hook right on there, boom, locked his hands, and it's like a fight. It's a game of milliseconds, and it's like you
Game of inches.
Yeah, game of inches, game of milliseconds. 1 second you're in one position, and boom, the next there's a guy with both arms locked in around your neck, around your head, choking you out, and you're literally seconds away from going out. So I think it was one of those situations. But with that being said, Kevin Lee's still great at his jiu-jitsu. He's physically strong. He's I think youth is going to play in his factor and also against him in the later rounds. That's why I think it's going to be a fight of 4 or 5 rounds and not early like you guys say. Like you guys say, it's going to be domination in 1 or 2 rounds.
I'm thinking domination. I could be wrong.
And that's fine.
That's
and that's
just what
fine.
I'm thinking.
That's fine.
But we all agree that Ferguson will win, though.
So
You can't underestimate a guy like Kevin Lee.
Right.
He's almost choked out Quinta in his debut.
at 21. The guy's 24 years old, which is why I say his best years are yet to come. I don't
Probably.
think
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's ready for a guy like Ferguson.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have the skills to get there. But yeah, eventually. I just don't think this is his day.